It was November, and they were getting ready to go home for the holidays to spend time with their families and have a wonderful Thanksgiving and Christmas. A few months before this, a new student moved to the school. Her name is YN. She sits right next to Bakugo, and the minute he saw her, his heart started to flutter. "Wait a minute, what am I thinking?" he thought to himself, taking a quick glance and looking away. At the end of class, YN was shocked. She didn't know where she was or what dorms to go to, because at the end of the week, they were getting ready to go home. Bakugo decided to help her. "Hey, do you need help?" he asked quietly.
Yeah, that would be wonderful,"
she said. Bakugo quickly grabbed her arm and started to drag her to the dorms.
"What are you doing?"
"Taking you to the dorms," he shouted, quickly covering his mouth. Sorry, he stuttered. YN looked at him with a glance in her eye.
It's okay,"
she stuttered, cutely. Bakugo blushed slightly, dragging her to the dorms, trying not to hurt her. "Okay, here we are."
"Thank you,"
she said. She got to her dorm and quickly started to unpack. When she did, she changed out of her uniform and went to the common room. Bakugo was the only one in there, and he was on his phone. She looked at him slightly and sat next to him. "Oh, hi," he stuttered.
"Hello,"
she smiled cutely. Bakugo looked at her and started to blush. He thought to himself, "What am I doing? What is this feeling?" he muttered.
"What was that?"
YN sputtered. "Nothing," he said quietly. About an hour and a half later, they were sitting there having a wonderful conversation.
"You're really funny, you know."
"Thanks," Bakugo muttered, trying to keep himself from yelling.
"Oh, it's 8 o'clock. I should probably go to bed."
YN stuttered. "You go to bed at 8?
"Yeah, it's something I've always done."
Bakugo muttered. I do the same." He smiled. YN's eyes started to sparkle.
"Okay, do you want to walk me to my dorm?"
"Sure, we're on the same floor, right?"
"Mm-hmm."
YN nodded. A couple of days later, Bakugo finally got up to the courage to ask her out. He left a note in her locker.
"Huh? What's this?"
YN read it. "Meet me on the rooftop after class. Bakgo." YN blushed and waited for the end of the day. At 5 o'clock, she walked up to the rooftop. Bakgo was sitting there with a rose in his hand. Hey.
Hey.
After a few minutes, Bakugo finally asked her, "Will you go out with me?" he said shyly. YN blushed and said,
Sure. Where do you want to go?"
"Anywhere you want to."
Hmm. Um, well, maybe we could go get some boba later?
Sure, I like that.
Okay. What time?
How about 7?
Okay. See you at 7 then.
She walked away, skipping a little, as Bakugo blushed. I just asked the girl out, he muttered. After a little while, he was getting ready to go out with her. In a nice suit, he was finally ready. Lian was in a beautiful white dress with glitter on it. At 7, Bakugo came to her dorm and knocked. Hey, are you ready to go?
Of course I am. Be out in just a second,
Lian said. After a few minutes, she came out of the room looking gorgeous. Her makeup was done beautifully, and the dress fit her figure perfectly. She was wearing a pair of beautiful silver high heels, and since it was cold, she had her favorite jacket on, which also had glitter on it. Bakugo gave her a bouquet of flowers and said quietly, You look beautiful.
Thank you,
Lian stuttered. They finally made it to the boba shop, and after a few minutes, they were laughing and enjoying their time. After about 30 minutes, they went back to the dorms, and Bakugo walked Lian to her dorm.
I had a wonderful time tonight,
Lian said, smiling cutely. Thanks. I did too. Bakugo smiled.
Hey Katsuki?
Lian said. Yeah? Lian gently got on her tiptoes and kissed Bakugo on the cheek.
Thanks for taking me out tonight.
She blushed and opened her door, closing it behind her, taking off her high heels, blushing and covering her face. Lian thought to herself,
Oh my god, I just kissed a boy.
Bakugo was standing outside of her dorm. She just kissed me, he stuttered. Walking back to his dorm, Mina could see him.
Whoa, you're kind of blushy today, huh?
It's not my fault.
Ooh, you and YN went out, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Aww, that's cute. I so totally ship it.
I'm going to bed. Bakugo stuttered quietly. He quietly walked back to his dorm, opening the door and closing it behind him. He took off his jacket and flung himself on his bed. Holy shit. She kissed me, he said to himself, panting. I don't know what to say. He touched his cheek slightly and said, Next time, I'll kiss her. A few days later, they were packing up to go home.
Hey, Katsuki.
YN said. Oh, hey, I was wondering, do you want to meet me at the park later tonight? I can walk you home after if you want.
Of course. You wanna go at 6?
YN asked. Sure. That would be nice. Bakugo said quietly.
Okay, well, see you at 6. See you later, Katsuki.
YN said with a smile. That's it. I'm gonna kiss her. Bakugo said quietly, leaving the dorms. Bakugo exited the dorms and saw Midoriya standing outside waiting for him. Hey, Kachan! Deku said in a high tone. Hey, he said slightly, with a stutter. Do you want to walk home with me? I mean, I know you hate walking home alone, so... Yeah, I don't see why not. Okay, well, let's go. They started walking and finally got home. Well, thanks for walking with me, Kachan. You're welcome, Deku. Thanks for walking me home. Yeah, no worries. He smiled and waved goodbye.